Welcome to Epic Chapter. In the depths of the ocean, where the blue water shone like a sapphire, and where particles of light played with the waves before vanishing. There, a magical empire stood. Deep blue. This empire was built from pearls and coral. Columns wrapped in colorful algae and palaces. The doors of the palace shone like mother of pearl. This kingdom was ruled by King Meridos, a tall, wise, and just ruler. He had 5 daughters, each as delicate and beautiful as a sea rose. But of all of them, the youngest, Eloria, was the most curious. Eloria's eyes were deep like the blue water and her hair was lustrous, like a soft evening wave of gold. And she would spend hours in her garden where rare sea plants swayed and colorful fish played around her. In the center of her garden stood a marble statue. A beautiful human prince whom she had brought from the wreckage of an old ship. Often she would sit close to him and say, "I wish I could know what your world is like."
The light never goes out. Where the sky is open, the air is fragrant.
Eloria's grandmother, Malcasafina, often entertained her granddaughters with tales of the ocean world. The world above is certainly beautiful.
The real beauty is in the depths of our ocean.
Where there is peace, loyalty, no one's heart is broken. But Eloria's heart wouldn't be content. She kept counting every day. How many days were left until she turned 18? Because the law was that no mermaid could go to the surface of the sea before she turned 18. Finally, that day arrived. Grandma Serfina placed a crown of white pearls in Eloria's hair and said lovingly, "Come, my child, today you can rise above your world."
But remember, Faye, danger is also hidden with the light. Come back on time.
She smiled and began to swim upward swiftly. The water grew lighter in color. Light. Light kept growing, and then suddenly it was on the surface. The world above was even more beautiful than her dreams. The sky was blue, the sun was golden, a fragrance filled the air. Nearby, a magnificent ship, the Elorian Dan, was at anchor. Strings of lights twinkled on its deck, and music echoed through the air. For today was Prince Arien's birthday. Eloria peered at him from the water. His face was gentle and dignified, and his eyes held a deep tranquility. When he smiled, Eloria's heart said, "This is the person I've dreamed of." But suddenly clouds gathered in the sky. Lightning flashed, the winds began to roar, and the sea turned into a storm. The ship was at the mercy of the waves. Eloria saw Prince Arien fall into the water. She swam toward him swiftly. The waves were terrifying, but she wasn't afraid. Eventually, she rescued him. When the first light of dawn appeared, Eloria brought him to a beautiful green garden that lay on the seashore beneath the castle. There were fragrant flowers in the garden, narcissus trees, and butterflies were flying. Eloria laid him down on the soft grass. When the sun's rays fell on his face, he woke up. Eloria, startled, hid in the sea. Then a girl named Anna, who was the gardener's daughter, came from the castle. Prince Arien opened his eyes and saw Elena. And she smiled. She felt that perhaps this was the one who had saved her life. But in reality, it was Eloria who had saved her. When Eloria returned to her palace, she became quiet and dejected. Day and night, only that face, Prince Arien's, kept turning over in her mind. Grandma Serfina asked, "What burden weighs on your heart?" "I've fallen in love with the world above. There's a human there, a prince. I wish I could become human so I could stay with him. That's not possible. My love."
I wish I could become human so I could stay with him.
If you become a human, your voice will be lost.
And every step on earth will feel like walking on razor-sharp glass. But the heart of Eloria said, "For the sake of love, no more conditions." That same night, Eloria secretly swam into the dark part of the sea where the sea witch Morgana lived. The place was terrifying. Pitch-black plants, the rustle of bubbles, and glowing jellyfish-like lanterns. When Eloria reached her, Morga said with a poisonous smile, "I know, Eloria. You love a human. I can give you a human form, but in exchange you'll have to give me something." Eloria immediately asked, "What do you want?" "You'll have to give me your voice." "Yes, I'm ready to sacrifice my voice." We, Morga, created a crimson, glowing drug. And they took Eloria to the shore of the sea under the cover of night and gave her the medicine, saying, "Drink this. It will turn your breath into legs. It will change. But remember, if Prince Arien marries someone else, you will turn into foam at first light." Eloria closed her eyes and said, "I'm ready." She drank the medicine. Lee drank it and immediately fainted, and the sorceress vanished into the water. The next day, when Eloria opened her eyes, she was on the shore in human form, but mute. And as soon as she tried to stand up, she fell. She got up again and, with great difficulty, began to try to walk. Prince Arien came to take a stroll along the seashore. He was looking at Eloria. He was very surprised, came up to her, and asked, "Who are you?" She couldn't speak, but her eyes said it all. Arien realized she must have gotten lost. He took her to his castle and gave her a place there. Days passed. He was very kind to her. He was with her. He would talk and wander in the garden. He would lie by the seashore, but only as a friend, because he still believed that it was Eleanor who had saved his life. Eloria was very happy. She mistook his friendship for love. Time passed. And one day there was a stir in the castle when Prince Arien announced that he would declare his marriage today. Eloria was very happy. When everyone had gathered in the court, a little while later the prince took Elena's hand, stood before the throne, and said,
"Today, that I love Elena because she saved my life. And I will marry her."
Eloria remained silent. Tears were in her eyes. Her heart was broken. But the tears kept flowing uncontrollably. She couldn't tell the prince the truth even if she wanted to. On her wedding night, she went to the shore. She sat there crying. Her sisters came. Mirius, Nura, Killian, and Loria.
Came out of the sea. Mira, the sea, Mira.
They held a gleaming knife. She said, "This was given by Morga. If you kill Arien, you will become a mermaid again." Eloria took the knife, returned to the palace, and went to her room. But when she saw Arien sleeping, there was peace and love on his face. She went back to the seashore where her sisters were. Eloria said, "I can't kill him. I love him." She threw the knife into the sea, and as soon as, when the sun set, she turned into foam. But her fate was not death. When the last particles of her being dissolved into the waves, a softness, a light was born. Eloria became the wind's fairy, a pure soul destined to spread goodness and love on earth. Now she is a symbol of love, sacrifice, and silent devotion, something words cannot express, but whose silence has echoed through the oceans for centuries.